The truck is not broken. The driver is not lost. The cargo is not damaged. But the ferry is leaving in 20 minutes, and the truck is still 30 minutes away. That is the moment when a simple delay stops being simple. Nobody needs to shout yet, but everybody needs to think. Because on a normal road section, 20 minutes is annoying. On a ferry route, 20 minutes can become a completely different problem. In road transport, people often talk about delay like it is one number. We are 20 minutes late. But on a route with a ferry, 20 minutes can mean something else. It can mean the ferry gate is closed. It can mean the next sailing is hours later. It can mean the planned rest no longer fits. And it can mean tomorrow's loading is already under pressure before today's trip is finished. The problem is not only the ferry. The problem is the chain behind the ferry. Loading took longer. Traffic did not help. The driver still needs legal rest. The client expects the same ETA. The next warehouse has its own slot. And the parking you planned near the next stop may not exist anymore. A ferry is not a parking lot. You cannot arrive whenever you feel like it and expect the whole system to wait. There's a check-in window, there's a lane, there are other trucks, there are bookings, and there is a point where the answer is simply, no, you are not getting on this one. That answer may be completely normal for the ferry operator, but for the route, it can be expensive. Now the dispatcher has to compare the next sailing, the remaining driving time, the driver's rest plan, the unloading slot, and the next loading. One missed gate becomes 5 new decisions. That is why good route planning does not ask only, how long is the drive? It asks, what happens if we lose 30 minutes before the ferry? What is the cutoff? What is the backup sailing? Where can the driver stop safely? Who needs to know before the delay becomes a surprise? The first thing that breaks is not always the delivery time. Sometimes the first thing that breaks is the driver's rest plan, then the arrival window, then the next loading slot, then the parking plan. Then the dispatcher has to call people who do not care that the ferry was full, or that the gate closed, or that the loading took longer than planned. They only hear one thing: the truck is late. This is why experienced transport people do not wait for the route to collapse. They look for the weak point early. If the ferry is the weak point, that becomes the main decision, not after it is gone, before it is gone. A responsible driver does not wait until everything is already broken. If the route starts slipping, he says it early. Not 2 hours later, not when the ferry is already gone. Early. I am losing time. Check-in may be tight. Do we still fit this ferry, or do we need plan B? That one message can save the whole route, and the message does not need to be dramatic. It just needs to be clear. Current position. Real ETA. Remaining hours. What happened? No stories. No guessing. No waiting until dispatch has only bad options left. Good dispatch is not panic. Good dispatch is options. Can the truck still make the gate safely? Is there another sailing? Does the driver still have hours? What happens to the next loading? Who needs to know now, before the delay becomes a surprise? The bad version is waiting and hoping. The good version is making the next decision before the route makes it for you. Sometimes the answer is, keep going. The gate still works. Sometimes the answer is, stop chasing it. Rebook the next sailing. Sometimes the answer is, update the client now, protect the next slot, and save the rest of the route. The skill is knowing which one is real, not which one sounds better on the phone. Real dispatch is not pretending the plan is alive when it is already dead. Real dispatch is making the new plan early enough that it still works. At Astrum, we do not treat ferry timing like a small detail. It is part of the route. The same as loading time, rest time, documents, and communication. A good driver does not just hold the steering wheel. A good dispatcher does not just answer the phone. Both sides protect the route before it breaks. That is the difference between driving a truck and managing transport. One is movement. The other is responsibility. And responsibility shows up exactly in these small, annoying moments. A gate closing. A timer running down. A driver sending the message early. A dispatcher choosing the next move without turning the day into chaos. Because in European transport, sometimes the most expensive sentence is,